In this video, we're going to be talking about advertising on YouTube if you're a startup or an SME. Hey, how you doing? It's Tom Breeze here of the Video Lab, sponsored by Viewability. And in this video, I want to talk about YouTube advertising and how to advertise on YouTube if you're a startup or an SME or a small business owner, okay, or an entrepreneur or whatever you might be doing if you're at the smaller scale of business right now. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, if you're in that kind of field right now, then you'll know that every penny counts. Okay, you don't have the budget to go out there and start advertising like you're a brand and looking for brand awareness, which is really what most people do on YouTube. Instead, you know that kind of every penny counts, every cent counts, and you need to make sure you get the maximum bang for your buck, so to speak. So YouTube advertising can be used for lead acquisition in a very effective way, but you need to make sure you know what you're doing. And really that comes down to 5 things. And this really has been sparked, this video has been sparked off by 2 conversations I had with clients today who are asking for their advice about new products and new services and how they get that message out there whilst also still driving sales. And really, whenever we do any type of advertising and viewability, we normally look at 5 things in particular to see if there's a good match for YouTube advertising and for the client itself as well. And these are kind of a few of the things we'll go through. First of all, we'll look at, and let's do this kind of in a reverse way because I think that'll make more sense. One of the first things we do is see where the client is in terms of their product development. If you have the product ready and it's done, and you're completely married to your product, you might find that you need a bit more flexibility, not just for YouTube advertising, but when you get your message out there, it's a really good idea to be flexible with what the marketplace wants. I see a lot of people say, do you know what, this is the product, I've spent years over developing this product, I've done all the research, and now I'm ready to go to market. Always a bit of a difficult play unless you've got investor funding, etc., because you need to be flexible, because you need to make sales really early on in the kind of the lifetime of a small business. You don't have the luxury of having kind of $100 million or £100 million to spend on advertising and see where it goes. Instead, you're much more focused on, like, say, look, I've got a couple of grand here that I'm going to spend here, and I need to make it work. I don't have the luxury and the flexibility to come back and think, yeah, it didn't really work. Let's spend another 6 months, see if we can get something out of this. Okay, that's not going to work for you. So you need to get kind of instant return, and you need to get your return on your investment, of course. So going in with a kind of a married kind of, or your mind married to this idea of what your product is, and you won't have flexibility around it, is a difficult play. Look at like kind of brands like Instagram that weren't always the photo sharing site. Look at brands like Airbnb, all these new brands that are coming out, all these new products and services that are coming out that had to change their model to fit with what the market wants. You kind of need to keep that in mind, because if you're very rigid in what you have and the market doesn't want it instantly, advertising is a difficult place to start. Okay, you're much better off doing a lot of different like content marketing, etc., where it's low cost to entry, but you can start getting a feel for what the marketplace wants. It'll be a longer burn and it'll be a longer journey in, but you have to be flexible with how you approach things if that's the case. However, if you are flexible, when I consult with a client before we can get into YouTube advertising, I often look at their products or their service and say, do you know what, is this a good fit for what's on YouTube right now? Do I think there's an audience on YouTube that would want this? And if there's a resounding yes, then of course that's obviously where we start talking about how we're going to develop the campaign and develop the project. But it's really important that you have a product that fits with the audience and also fits with what they want at that time. So it starts with the product, right? You need to get the product right and make sure you have a good product for the audience. But then you need to make sure that you're going to really, before that they buy that product, they're probably going to have some barrier to entry, like an email address. You're going to have to get in like a foot in the door to begin with, get your message in front of somebody, build a relationship with people before you sell your big item, basically. So it's a good idea to work out what that's going to be and what's going to lead on to the sale, what's going to be a really good customer journey from the point where someone's left their email address with you and maybe some more details as well before they get to the product sale. So with that in mind, you need to make sure you create the perfect free or low-end gift or product that's going to feed to the next stage of that cycle. So what is it that you've got at that stage? What is it you've got that's for free or for low end, low cost, that can be the perfect product for someone at that time? And that's that's where we kind of need to be very flexible at that stage, because it's not just about having one product. It's probably that you can give away or have something for low end. You're probably going to have several things, because one, you need to test. Don't go kind of like putting all your eggs into one basket and saying this is the thing I've got. Hopefully everyone's going to like that. Instead, have a few things, but by having a few things you can be more specific, and as a result you can get higher conversion rates, which is all about really. YouTube advertising and getting your bang for buck, getting return on investment is about high conversion rates. Get your leads in and start selling to those people, basically. And the reason I say this, because any genre of business you might be in, and this is kind of, we're talking to a client today about this, is that if you're in quite a wide remit, if you have lots of products that are all kind of around the same sort of idea, then you probably want to go in a little bit kind of more specific when you show your YouTube ads, basically. And by that I mean, if say for example you're a business coach, don't say you're a business coach. Be more specific. Say, right, I'm going to help you with cash flow. That's my topic for this particular advertising campaign. Or I'm going to go with something like how to get more clients, how to make more sales, how to give a great pitch. All these different areas that you can focus on, that's where you want to kind of start with your advertising. You want to go in at a level that people want at that stage. Not like, I'm a business coach and I can really help you improve your business. That's too broad. People don't want that necessarily. Some people might want that, but you're going to get far less people. Instead, it's much better to be real kind of crystal clear and say, do you know what, I am a business coach, but one thing I can really teach you is how to nail a presentation, how to make sure you sort out your cash flow in 24 hours, how to fire staff, how to take on more staff, whatever it is that you, a specific business owner that you can service might have, whatever want they want, make sure you have a video ad that really gives that to them, and then goes back to a page that delivers upon that want in the first place. You'll find you get much higher conversion rates, you'll be much more specific, and you'll have much deeper penetration into that marketplace as well. So I'd really recommend you kind of have whatever your product is, don't be married to that idea, be flexible, but think about one thing you can really help people with as the low-end products or the free products, and advertise on that. The reason being is then when you show your YouTube ads, you can get in front of exactly the right people at exactly the right time, the time they want it, and you'll have the right video and the right offer for those people as well. Very relevant as well. So when it comes to the 5 things, what I would say is you've got the right ad to the right people at the right time. Then you also want to make sure you have got the right free offer for them and the right global offer for them as well, and the bigger products basically. Those 5 things, you have those 5 things aligned, and you already have a YouTube audience, you're going to absolutely nail it with YouTube. And so that's something that we're always looking at, those 5 things, but that should really help you. If you're an SME, a small business owner, an entrepreneur, and you're looking to get into YouTube advertising and you want YouTube ads to work for you because you've heard all the great things about how cheap it can be and how you can get really good leads and quality leads, then make sure you have those 5 things sorted. If you need advice on that, obviously get in contact with us at Viewability. We'd be more than happy to help out as well. Yeah, hopefully this video has been useful. What I'd love you to do is leave your comments below, see what you think. If you've got any other advice for listeners or viewers, let us know what you think as well. But also, if you have any questions or comments as well, I'd love to hear that as well. So look below this video and leave them there. And of course, if you want to find out more information and subscribe to these sort of videos and find out more and make sure you're kept up to date with this sort of stuff and find this stuff useful, then you know what to do.